Let me start off the video by saying that 2025 has to be one of the hardest years to rank a top 10 anime list because from the last place to the first place, the gap isn't really that big at all. And I hate it because it makes my life that much harder. Like imagine ranking Gojo, Geto, Zoro, and Levi. I start the rambling just to let myself get stomped. Because it's that hard. But someone's gotta do it. Someone's gotta pick apart their brain and pull out their hair due to stress and rank this shit. You think doing computer engineering causes hair loss? Oh, no. Nah, I'm just kidding by the way, because obviously I still have luxurious hair. Now this list is due to my personal preference of course, how I relate to certain characters and stories. And we all have different personal experiences, so my list may not be your list. But I'm pretty sure we'd have many similar picks on this list. Drop your list below and remember to be respectful to one another in the comments. Number 10. This might be the most controversial pick on this list because this anime is insanely popular and insanely mainstream. Dandadan Season 2. For this one, I can acknowledge that I'm an outlier because everything about this anime is peak. It has insanely good animation as per usual, one of the best out there. The fights are creative, the visuals are unique, with every battle feeling epic as fuck. It utilizes dynamic camera work, color and effect changes to create absolute cinema moments. Dandadan is an anime that has the most genre mashup. We have action, comedy, romance, supernatural, horror, drama, mystery. Like brother, chill! My favorite aspect about season 2 has to be the character development. Not only between Okarun and Momo, but especially for Gigi. Bro went from being a third wheel side character to part of the main friend group that we love to watch. I think the initial episodes that covered Gigi's backstory within that creepy town into the introduction of Evil Eye was my favorite arc. Because I was just so fucking creeped out, but at the same time, I realized that Gigi is not just a joke of a character, and it instantly hooked me to wanting to know more. This is exactly what happened with Geto when I learned about his story in JJK season 2. The Okarun and Evil Eye fights, the kaiju versus giant robots are just so peak. The only reason why this isn't in my top 3 is because I don't relate as much to the characters in Dandadan as the other titles on this list. But that's just a personal thing. And remember that number 10 isn't too far off from number 1. Oh, and peak music by the way. Number 9. Grand Blue Dreaming Season 2. After 7 years, peak comedy that's not really about diving has returned back to us. Now I read the manga, which I think is better, but I still enjoy the anime because it's just that funny. The characters are just so stupid and indulge in cringe-worthy moments, but because they're so confident, that is funny. Each episode has multiple gags and twists that will keep you constantly engaged regardless of what they're doing. The animation, as you can see, is pretty basic, but because of how funny it is with the situations that they get themselves into, literally nothing else matters. This anime will have you laughing all the way and raising your standard in comedy. Like for example, in this episode where the boys visited a maid cafe, our main character Yuri here, who is part of the boys, is actually cross-dressing to work at this cafe. But the rest of the boys didn't realize that it's him and thought it was a genuine cute girl, so they started flirting with her. But they also talk shit about Yuri behind his back while not knowing that he's actually there as the girl. And what followed suit was a bunch of trolling from Yuri, with the final act of his being this. 会ってほしい人がいるんです。おい。あなたのために会いましょう。え？あの男がお前を離さないと体を触ってきて。Number 8. Sakamoto Days Part 1 and 2. This anime is a great blend of action and comedy, with the setting itself already being entertaining. A retired hitman who was once the best to ever do it decided to settle down with a family and open up a convenience store. Like, huh? Who does he think he is? That he can just walk away from the underworld with no consequences? Oh wait, what? He's still OP. While looking like that, he's still him? Ah, he's aura farming on us while being fat. Okay. The combination of ruthless hitman violence with wholesome family comedy while being in ridiculous chaotic scenarios make this anime a fun and enjoyable watch. The animation for its action scenes are filled with satisfying choreographies and impactful hits that are very clean. And another thing that they've done well is pairing the music when there's an epic showdown. Watch Osaragi, who doesn't show emotions when taking damage, fight to execute her opponent. でも、あなたみたいな人がいるから。私、今日も生きる意味がある。GG! Here we have an old man going up against the Gojo of this universe. And you hear that music kicking in? Shit is so damn cool. I love it when an anime knows how to aura farm naturally. On a side note, I feel an affinity towards the character Liu Xiaotang because she acts and sounds like Kagura from Gintama, which is just a bonus for me. Does anyone else feel that way? Like, listen to the comparisons. Number 7. The fragrant flower blooms with dignity. I made a video about this already on my YouTube shorts. It's just one of the best romance anime that I've seen in recent years. Everything about this romance anime is just unique to distinguish itself from the usual romance / slice of life cliche situations. And two things that are important to me when it comes to these type of anime. Number 1, the character development through interpersonal relationships. And number 2, the situations that they get themselves into to allow for such development. I'm just gonna let my YouTube shorts do the talking. I'm done watching romance anime because when the romance blossoms and the characters find happiness, the show is over and I'm left feeling empty, being single back in reality. The fragrant flower blooms with dignity has to be one of, if not the best romance anime I've seen in recent years, at least when it comes to a complete story ending in one season. All meat, no fat. The main character Tsumugi Ringtaro pulls up with the bad boy vibe that makes people judge a book by its cover, just like my Ichigo from Bleach. And the anime just hits the right spot in so many ways, because not only do you care about the romantic relationship between the two main characters, you also care about the interpersonal relationship between them, the friends, and the parents. Like the first time when Rintaro voiced his desire to dye his hair and pierce his ears after essentially giving up on wanting anything since his childhood, his mom literally did the same to herself in order to put her son at ease. There's no one here that's truly a side character. Everyone has their depth to make you love and respect them. Like this is the first time that I want to be friends with everyone in a romance anime. Usually with the side characters, it's like, it's cool to have you as a friend, I don't mind, but in this anime, it's like, I want you as a friend. Every aspect of a good relationship was demonstrated and fulfilled fruitfully. And for me especially, it hits hard on having friends that you can trust. You know, the ones that have your back. The boys. Even if you're a girl, you're part of the boys. And I've noticed something in all other good romance anime over the years, like Blue Box and A Sign of Affection. And it's that there's just no characters with selfish intentions for the sake of creating drama. The story is just good because the characters are so well written. Go watch this anime if you haven't already and feel the pain of being single. If you're not, I hate you.
母さん、
何？私もう店戻らなきゃ。
ありがとう。
いやね。もう年かしら。
Number 6. My Hero Academia Final Season. Now this might come as a surprise because the final season was very emotional. So for me, My Hero is an anime where my emotions ride mostly on the characters, but not so much with the plot. The character developments carry the show. It was still a beautiful wrap-up with many memorable moments, but out of the huge cast of characters, I would cry for only a handful of them. He said catch on, no fucking way, man. So there's some type of inherent imbalance that I feel personally to rank higher. Hope it makes sense. Now, they have really dropped the budget on the final season, with some of the best fights in anime history, offering great fluidity in their movements. I mean, look at this. They spend half their budgets on Bakugo alone. That's right, my goat. And utilizing split screens to highlight the synergy between Deku and Bakugo. The amount of trust and mutual respect that these two have for one another. It was impossible to not cry. You're not human if your eyes didn't even tear up. The final season packing full of emotions that we have carried over the years. Loving the voice acting of Bakugo through and through. This season wrapped up many individual journeys, from the Todoroki family reunion to Bakugo's growth as a character while still staying true to himself. And finally, Deku's journey to heroism. It truly felt complete. Thank you for the past 10 years almost. I watched season 1 in first year of uni. How the time flies. Number 5. Spy Family Season 3. Season 3 really took things to a different level compared to the previous seasons. Now, as per usual in Spy Family fashion, the episodes are consistent in quality in terms of humor and tension. And each episode often breaks into smaller stories that keep things interesting and unique, while progressing as a whole towards an end goal by the end of the season. I find out when anime uses format of breaking an episode into smaller stories, they usually perform really well, like Saiki K, Kaguya-sama Love is War. The Forger family are packed with funny dynamics as usual, but still with Anya carrying the show, of course. I love her quirkiness, and stupidity. But this season deepens the Cold War stakes by the two sides, as we explore Lord's backstory, as well as going through a serious bus-jacking scenario that really made things real for a moment, until Anya decided to take the piss because she can read minds. The season ended with a banger showdown between Twilight's team and the State Security Service, as they each tried to get in touch with Wheeler, who was a rat planted in the west by the east. Wheeler took down Twilight, but underestimated a lady's love, as Fiona was absolutely big dicky on him. Epic. I love the dynamics of the characters, and I want more. Number 4. Dr. Stone, Science Future, Part 1 and 2. Dr. Stone is just goated, bro. It's a one-of-a-kind type of plot, and Season 4 completely changed things up by traveling to America in a Stone Age, and finding out out that their enemy has guns and planes. What the helly? Finally, a rival scientist that can give Senku a run for his money. With Dr. Zeno introduced as a mirror to Senku, it created thrilling, intellectual science versus science battles that also involved active betrayals and alliances.
Yo, 少年科学部。こいつは初めて見るかい?
We love cheering for the underdogs as they fight off powerful foes, as well as planning their moves to revive the entire planet by going to the moon. Like, that's just ridiculous. But I bet Senku could do it. The showdown with Stanley's army was epic and emotional. With the falling of their allies, they still fought to their last breath and entrusting a final hope, which took 7 years to fulfill. Man, stop. I'm gonna cry. Like, the goosebumps. Dr. Stone is magical because it's like we're in a fantasy, but we're still in the real world. On Earth. And also, this guy's just an aura farmer, no? Like, listen to his name. Stanley Schneider. Like, bro deserves the aura farm for sure. We have made it to top 3. And at number 3 we have Solo Leveling Season 2. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Solo leveling is just a slap to your face. Who needs plot where you can just aura farm with top tier fights and animation? This anime is an OTP, one trick pony, but it does its tricks so well, it makes you feel so badass as you watch. This anime was the easiest for me to binge personally on this entire list. I just wanted to keep clicking next episode because I didn't want to stop living my aura farming dream through Sun Jinwoo. Each major battle is a spectacle, and Jinwoo continuously to prove that he is indeed him. But yo, his enemies also aura farm, and sometimes I'm like, oh damn, is Jinwoo about to be out of match? From Baruka, the Red Gate Ice Elf boss, to High Orc Shaman bro, from the orc, and finally the Ant King Beru. The tensions just got progressively more intense, but nothing can stop Jinwoo's aura. When he pulled up against Kargalgan, okay, and he was like, you and what army? Oh wait. Oh shit. Yo, ref, is that allowed? And when he pulled up against Beru, after every top tier hunter were getting absolutely cooked, they made Beru look so scary, like he was insanely strong. All to set up for the final pull up. Like, yes, he is the king of the humans. I love it when you hide your powers, so no one knows how good you really are until you show them and shock them completely. Give me that surprise Pikachu face. The rawness, the tension, the gore and violence on a level that I can tolerate. The aura farming makes this a personal top 3. And at number 2, this was a hard pick between this and number 1, but we got the Apothecary Diaries Season 2. Listen, I was in LA last year at Anime Expo, and I saw the Japanese voice actor of Mamo and Shisui on stage. Whoa, the surreal experience. And everyone that attended that session got a postal card. I would call this limited edition. So I was walking down the streets back to my friend's house. This girl came up to me, offered me money to buy this off me, and I'm like, no amount of money can separate me from these two. I love this series because Mamo is her. She single-handedly breaks the stereotype of women need sex appeal to be interesting in anime so fucking hard. Actually, not just anime, in every medium, from games to other TV shows. Mamo is her. With season 2, the plot thickens and the mystery continues to evolve and unfold in the rear palace. We got to learn more about the history of certain key characters and their lineage. And as usual, with additional discovery comes with additional drama. We get to follow Mamo and watch her apply her quirkiness and intelligence to navigate the palace politics filled with deception, and witness her amazing ability at solving various mysterious cases while slowly gaining influence as someone that's just built different. As well as keeping distance from Jinchi and his frog, you know what I mean. He claimed it was a large frog, but she said it's more like medium. So who's lying? Anyways, the Apothecary Diaries does a great job at constantly keeping you in suspense in a setting that's unique, like the ancient Chinese dynasty era, with very relatable characters, each with their own interpersonal struggles. The friendship between Mamo and Shisui were put to the test during their final moments, and that's a friendship I will always stand by. It's a beautiful anime to watch.
止水
Now before we get into number 1, I actually have 3 honorable mentions. Number 1, Taco P's Original Sin. This anime was something that I reacted to recently, and it really got me emotional because there were a lot to think about. It's a very well written story that blends a cute pink octopus alien with the psychological horror, drama, and tragedy that come with humanity, exploring topics such as bullying, child abuse, parental neglect, suicide, guilt, drama. I've never read the manga, but fans call the anime phenomenal, one of the best manga to anime adaptation. I take the word for it. It got me to think and reflect on the different sides that a person could have when their mental health are being affected, and whether or not they can navigate the right path and seek for a type of redemption for themselves. With just 6 episodes, they told a perfect story with the perfect pacing, and because they did this job so well, it's also a reason why I didn't want to rank this, because this is not an anime that I want to watch often. It's too heavy and depressing. Like once in a while is fine, but I'm not trying to stress all the time. But this anime, it's art. Who did this? Who did this to you? These hands are rated E for everyone.
ごめんなさい。マリナちゃんのパパとママ。マリナちゃんじゃなくてごめんなさい。
Man.
殺して。ごめんなさい。
Oh, this is so annoying, man.
ありがとうタコピー。殺してくれて。
Were you telling me everyone's the victim? I guess so. The second honorable mention, Link Click Brighten Art. Technically, this is a donghua, but I don't care. I'm gonna count it as anime because I love Link Click. It's so goated. I watch it in Chinese, so it hits so different than watching anime with subtitles. The Brighten arc felt a little rushed at times to me. I feel like certain parts of the plot could have been fleshed out more, but overall, it's planning the setup to season 3. And no matter what, it's still Link Click. And the dynamic between Lu Guang and Chen Xiaoshi as they explore the past with the heavy cost of changing fate on the line, every small decision becomes a ripple in the timeline, which could lead to tragic outcomes and moral dilemmas. And throughout the series, they kept the tension escalated while adding fresh motives, alliances, and conflicts, keeping us on the edge of our seats. The third honorable mention is another donghua, To Be Hero X, another work of art, a masterpiece. It uses a non-linear anthology style of storytelling to jump across timelines and follow different heroes' rise and fall stories into the top 10, building to a massive finale to compete for the top spot, which is the title of Hero X. The animation is very unique, changing between 2D and 3D, sometimes giving me arcane vibes. With different types of aesthetics, it's unbelievable when it's paired up with the soundtracks. Judging from the name To Be Hero X, it sounds like a solo leveling type of experience, but not quite. Although the actions are stunning, the series explores deeper topics such as suicide, identity crisis, corruption, and the cost of being a hero. Okay, this is just a personal thing, but I was left a little bit disappointed because I wanted to see more of the first hero, Lin Ling, my favorite hero. But then his story ended after 4 episodes. Actually no, X is my favorite hero, but excluding X, I wanted to see more of Lin Ling's story. I just didn't care about their stories as much as I did Lin Ling's. But overall, it's still peak though. That's why it deserves to be mentioned here. Man, is she feeling the despair right now, stuck on an island by herself.
私はここで一人寂しく
Don't worry, he's gonna come for you. He's gonna come for— Yo, look! Look who's here, your prince! My Prince Academia. Aw, that's quite cute, isn't it? Man, I'm jealous of this guy, it's not fair. This is the ending that I wanted.
どう楽しくやってた
Him able to show who he really is, begging a cute girl like this with the sun setting hitting your face. Wow, the mood is so sad right now. Toji! Not again! Not again, not again, not again, not again. It's not enough that people are trying to be Toji in real life at the gym, but this is transcending different medium to show the same cliche. Yo, I'm so tired of this shit. Yo, did the producer of To Be Hero X watch Jujutsu Kaisen first or something and become lobotomized? What? No! And at the number 1 spot, One Punch Man Season 3, with its animation and faithful manga adaptation, it rightfully deserves the number 1 spot. For anyone wondering whether I'm joking or not, you need to get checked, because of course I'm joking. Now the actual number 1 spot, yo, I can feel my voice is dying. Now this one is for the culture. This is like if you watched Vinland Saga Season 1 and enjoyed Season 2. The number 1 spot is Orb on the Movements of the Earth. This came out at the end of 2024 and carried into 2025, so that's why it's qualified for the list. This anime tells a grand story that spans over generational faith, curiosity, and freedom. The freedom to think, wonder, and question the world around us as we evolve as human beings. The main goal of the story is to prove to the world that the earth is rotating and how this ideology went against the church's beliefs, which was that the earth was not moving at all and it sits at the center of the universe. It's common knowledge for us today, but back in the 15th century where the belief was that everything else revolved around us, and to question that means to defy God, which led to torture and execution. Orb delivers a great storytelling, following multiple protagonists throughout generations as they carry on their faith. Faith in discovering the truth, faith to be free, and cumulatively passing down their knowledge as the torch for the future. Kinda like One for All, you know? As long as people are curious, there will always be people ready to inherit the drive to seek freedom. The narrative of the story sets a heavy tone for us, and they delivered great tension, horror, and suspense, putting us in the shoes of what the people would deem as heretics in those times, constantly living in fear of being discovered and meeting their end, but their courage pushes them forward through whatever pain they're facing. There were many moments where I was just kind of like left in shock, like damn bro, watching the gut-wrenching sacrifices from our main characters, the moral conflicts that they have to face through, and ultimately the bittersweet payoff. The protagonist felt real, driven by curiosity, love, and faith. The finale was one of the best I've seen in a minute, to really bring the story to a close, offering self-reflection for the characters and for us viewers. Truly an absolute cinema moment.
予想外だったが、私はこの物語の悪役だったんだ。
And that's the end of the list. Hope I brought justice to some of the best anime for me from 2025. And here's to a great year, 2026. Alright, thanks for watching. Peace. With its animation and faithful manga adaptation. Man, hold on.